1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Nayab. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has announced a relief package of worth 10 billion rupees flood-affected areas of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Talking to flood affectees in Patan area of Kohistan today, Shehbaz Sharif assured that the federal coalition government will not rest till rehabilitation of the last affected person. Foreign Minister expresses satisfaction over international response to the United Nations flash appeal for help of flood-affected people of Pakistan. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, complete shutdown will be observed tomorrow to pay tribute to the icon of Kashmir resistance movement, Sayyid Ali Gilani, on his first martyrdom anniversary. The United Nations has called for holding elections to break the current impasse in Libya. In the Asia Cup cricket tournament at Dubai, India will take on Hong Kong this evening. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif has announced a relief package worth 10 billion rupees for flood-affected areas of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Addressing a gathering of flood-affected people at Kanju during his visit to flood-hit areas of Swat today, he said the amount would be spent for the relief and rehabilitation of the flood-hit people of the province. The Prime Minister reaffirmed his commitment to utilize all available resources for rehabilitation of flood victims across the country. He said the federal government, National Disaster Management Authority and the provincial administration, through close coordination, would ensure transparency and immediate disbursement of the amount in the affected areas. Shehbaz Sharif said a survey will be launched to ascertain the damages of standing crops of cotton, rice and other agricultural products caused by the floods across the country. The Prime Minister said the government will announce a package for the farmers whose crops and cattle are affected by the floods. Shehbaz Sharif also interacted with the flood victims in Kalam area and inquired about the difficulties of affectees. He was briefed that 46 bridges have been destroyed in Swat district by devastating flood, besides greatly affecting infrastructure in Bahrain and Matta areas. The Prime Minister was also informed that 22 people have lost their lives in recent floods and rains-related incidents in Swat. Meanwhile, addressing the flood affectees in Patan area of Lower Kohistan, the Prime Minister assured the flood victims that federal coalition government would not rest till the rehabilitation of the last affected person. Expressing gratitude to the brotherly countries like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE and Iran, and friendly countries like China, UK and the US and others including the UN, Shehbaz Sharif said UAE is providing relief goods worth $50 million, whereas US had announced $30 million in relief assistance. He said the United Nations has launched a $160 million flash appeal for the flood affectees. Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari has expressed satisfaction over international response to the UN flash appeal for the help of flood-affected people of Pakistan. Talking to PTV along with members of diplomatic corps today, he said we arranged a special visit of ambassadors and envoys of various countries to the flood-hit areas to provide them first-hand knowledge about the devastation wreaked by recent floods. He said at present we are focusing on relief and rescue operations, for which we have appealed to the international community for an assistance of over $160 million. Speaking on the occasion, the envoys expressed solidarity with the people of Pakistan in this hour of need. Pakistan's ambassador to China, Moin al-Haq, has lauded China's immediate aid as a long-standing tradition of sharing weal and woe between brothers' country. In an exclusive interview with the Chinese daily The Global Times, Ambassador Haq expressed gratitude to China for being among the first countries to announce disaster relief support to Pakistan. He said he had seen a continuous outpouring of sympathy and support from different sections of his Chinese society after the unprecedented climate-induced natural disaster. In continuation with humanitarian air bridge established between Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates, first relief flight reached Rawalpindi today. The next relief flight is expected to arrive at Noor Khan Air Base, Rawalpindi tonight. Earlier, 7 relief flights from UAE have landed in Pakistan carrying food items, medical supplies and tents. Pakistan welcomes the assistance provided by UAE in these times of crisis. Similarly, as many as 16 consignments of relief goods and equipment have been received so far from friendly countries to assist efforts in flood-hit areas of Pakistan. The sorties started arriving from last week while responding to call for foreign assistance to support the relief efforts after devastating floods that hit various parts of the country. The National Disaster Management Authority says 36 more people have died during the 24 hours in the country. In a 24-hour situation report released today, NDMA said torrential monsoon rains across the country have claimed 1,302 deaths so far and 3,544 individuals got injured since the onset of the rainy season. National Disaster Management Authority has issued situation report released on routine basis that accounted overall life, property and infrastructural losses incurred by the heavy rains lashing out various parts of the country. This is Radio Pakistan. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, complete shutdown will be observed and a massive march will be conducted towards Haidarpura in Srinagar tomorrow to pay tribute to the icon of Kashmir resistance movement, Sayyid Ali Gilani, on his first martyrdom anniversary. Sayyid Ali Gilani embraced martyrdom in this custody of Indian police on this day last year at his Haidarpura residence in Srinagar, where he was kept under continued house arrest for over a decade. Call for the shutdown and the march has been given by the All Parties Hurriyat Conference and supported by other organizations. The APHC has called upon the Kashmiris living on both sides of the line of control and across the world to hold protest demonstrations to draw attention of the international community towards the Indian brutalities in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The APHC maintained that the mission of Sayyid Ali Gilani will be taken to its logical conclusion at all costs. The United Nations has called for elections to break the current impasse in Libya following clashes between two rival militias in the capital Tripoli, which claimed dozens of lives. UN Under-Secretary General for Political and Peace-Building Affairs, Rosemary DiCarlo, told the UN Security Council that the ongoing stalemate and continued delays in implementing the electoral process pose a growing threat to security in and around Tripoli. According to Libyan officials, at least 32 people have been killed and 159 others injured in the clashes so far. Iran says it needs stronger guarantees from Washington for the revival of the 2015 nuclear deal. This was stated by Iran's Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian while talking to reporters in Moscow. He called on UN Atomic Agency to drop its politically motivated probes of Tehran's nuclear work. He further said that Tehran is carefully reviewing Washington's response to the text, which was conveyed to Iran last week by the EU as coordinator of the nuclear talks. Russia has temporarily halted gas deliveries to Europe while the Nord Stream pipeline for maintenance work. Russian state energy giant Gazprom in a statement said no gas flow would be available on the pipeline that runs under the Baltic Sea to Germany until 3rd September. The fourth match of Asia Cup cricket tournament will be played between India and Hong Kong at Dubai today. The match will start at 7 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and humid weather is expected in most plain areas of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain with thunder shower may occur in few districts of Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan, northeastern Punjab and upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Now some of the headlines once again. Prime Minister has announced a relief package of worth 10 billion rupees for flood-affected areas of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Talking to flood affectees in Patan area of Kohistan today, Shehbaz Sharif assured that the federal coalition government will not rest till rehabilitation of the last affected person. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News.